using this very much. Chris, what are you doing?
I'm playing in ferry wake. Whee! Cleans the bottom of the hull. This is really what she's good at. High winds, close hauled, and she points really well. We're doing yeah, 6.5, 7 knots, and we're tacking up this channel now, and we've really left some boats standing. You know, they're struggling to tack up the channel, and we're just cutting through the wind. It's really really what this boat's good at. Yeah, just coming up to probably 7:30 now. We probably won't get there before the sunset. So going into possibly the same anchorage, I think. I think it'll be sheltered from this wind. And then we've got to make a plan for tomorrow to try and get to the southern part of the archipelago to make the crossing in a couple of days. Yeah, so the wind's just dropped off now behind the islands as we're coming in. Just going into the same anchorage again. Just in there. You can see the wind's coming from over there, so it should provide some perfect shelter there. Some beautiful islands around here. They're quite tall, and yeah, provide a lot of protection from the wind also. What?
That's a wreck. That's a wreck in here called WTF. I wonder if someone actually hit it and then that was the name. That is so funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny. WTF.
Check out that sky. But we had some problems anchoring actually. We had to try and set this delta anchor like 3 times this time. It just kept dragging. So when I put it in reverse, actually, when I thought it had set, I've put about 1,000-1,500 revs or something, just to make sure it's bitten in. If I gave it any more, it just kept loosening up. So I've just got to set the anchor alarm tonight to see if it drags. I mean, we're not under any heavy winds or anything like that, so and the winds aren't due to change either, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just going to chill out now. Watch a movie maybe. Enjoy a bit of the sunset. Today's been a bit sad. Said goodbye to Sarah and Nikolai. Yeah, feels a bit lonely, the two of us on the boat now. That's the way it is. It was great having them aboard. Really good fun, really good people. But now we're on our own. So yeah, we have a cozy time anyway. You having a good morning swim?
Yeah. A bit cold. I would say for a guy this cold.
Good morning from the anchorage. It's a beautiful morning, but it'd be quite nice to stay in some places. But we need to get moving because, well, today is Monday. and we need to be back in, well, nearing Stockholm by Wednesday night, because the boat is going on the boat show on Thursday, or they need to start preparing the boat on Thursday, cleaning it and everything, getting it ready. We need to unload all the stuff, and then there's the Gustavsberg boat show in Stockholm from Friday to Sunday, so they're renting that to do the boat show. I wish we could stay and explore these beautiful places, but unfortunately holidays are coming to an end now. It's time to go to work next week, but I'm waiting for a sailing opportunity, basically, to do the crossing back from the Finnish archipelago over to Stockholm. Actually, I'll show you on the iPad, it might be a bit better. We're more or less over here. Here's Turku. We've come down the channel and we're more or less in this bay here called Själö. Today you can see we've got winds coming directly from pretty much west-southwest, and we've got to sail down this channel all the way down to a place called Uto, which is down here. It's going to be a bit of a tacking problem going down here, and then we should be able to sail directly down there. It's quite light winds, so if we look at the blue area, it's probably between like 5 and 10 knots, which is okay, especially sailing upwind, because you're making some apparent wind as well. But over the next few days we've got to make our way across the sea, across down through here and across to Stockholm over there. Yeah, the wind is, you can see the wind's pointing directly at us all the way, and it's not going to be a great sail. So we might stay in Uto for the first part of Tuesday and then leave in the night, because you see at 5 o'clock in the night it's going to start changing to a southerly wind, even south-southeast. And then Wednesday we've got perfect winds to do the crossing across there, and it's going to take more or less 24 hours to get from here across to here. This is a really great app actually. It's an app called Windy that I always use. If you set it to sail mode, it gives you like a really good view of what the wind's doing. Obviously you need 4G connection to make this work, but yeah, perfect winds to get across, and then by Wednesday night we should be nicely sheltered in somewhere in here, and we're heading to a place, probably this little place here. It's called Napoleon Viken, and then from there we go through the channel, and then the boat show will be in a place called Gustavsberg in here, so that's not too far on Thursday morning. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully the winds will hold up for us and we don't have to motor across the whole of the Baltic Sea. We've calculated that to do the crossing on the engine will take about 122 litres of fuel. Well, 120, maybe 140 if the wind's against us, so that's more or less a full tank of diesel, but we've got a couple of spare jerry cans as well, just in case. I've got another little plan that I'm hatching at the moment actually. I might try and sail off the anchor. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of boat speed with the windlass going forward. I know it's putting a little bit of strain on the windlass and the batteries maybe, but just releasing the jib at the last minute, and hopefully it'll just swing out and we can just sail out. But we've got quite a lot of power in the batteries at the moment, so I don't think it'll be too bad on them. So that went relatively successfully actually, without even starting the motor. You know, I just slowly pulled it forward on the windlass. The anchor didn't dig in very well last night, but the winds were very light, so I wasn't too concerned. But just pulled the boat forward on the windlass, and when the anchor started to come up, then I deployed the jib while watching Tanya on the front, making sure that I didn't get the jib in her face, and then just sailed slowly off the anchorage. We just come from over there now, so just coming out back into the Turku channel. You can see that this one Själö line is probably heading towards Stockholm now.
Are you happy with your sort of English breakfast?
This is like the breakfast of kings, true English breakfast. Starting off a morning sail, it's wonderful. Just got to watch where we're going in between these islands though now, but yeah, and we can enjoy breakfast. There's also something very beautiful about sailing in light winds as well, when the water's perfectly calm out there. Although we're not sailing very fast, it's nice to have the contrast, you know. And very quiet at this time of year as well. It's a Monday morning, so everybody's sort of returning to work at the start of, well, end of August, start of September. I can see about 5 sailing boats though, but it's so quiet out here, so nice. We are having a great sail down to Uto, but as usual, no, not really as usual, we are in a race and we are losing. He's caught us up from about, I don't know, a mile back or something, but he's got so much more sail area, I think. The Hansa can't compete with a full Genoa. Yeah, I think he's probably got 110% Genoa on the front and a bit more performance mainsail, and yeah, we've got a self-tacking jib and an infurling mainsail, so he's caught us up very slowly, but even though
it's not a race.
It is, it's always a race.
It's not a race.
Yeah, but
this is lovely.
Even though we're doing 6.5, 7 knots, he's probably doing, I don't know, 7.5, sometimes 8, I guess. But it's fun all the same. But yes, I see you.
I don't think he's racing you.
He is. It clearly is.
He's getting up.
It clearly is. Yeah, he got me in the end. But he does have bigger sails, so I have every excuse in the world. Got to make a plan to tack up this channel now. So we want to end up somewhere out here. And the wind's coming from this direction, so we got to tack that way. So we could either go around down here or up there, or tack up here. I think I'm going to go just for the tack up the main channel option. It'll probably be less affected, but the wind will probably be less affected by these islands down here. My co-pilot is dead again. Well, that's Uto. Looks a bit bigger than I expected, but some big buildings sticking up on it at least. Yeah, we've been sailing all day from 8 o'clock till probably 8, so 12, 13-hour sail. We left at 20 past 8, half past 8. And yeah, almost there now. Transit up there. How, honey? Oh my God, look at this. Run away. I don't know whether you can see me or not, but I've just set a time lapse up on the rocks there to try and get a star. You know, a star swirl in the sky or whatever you call it. I just used the GoPros for it. Actually, they're pretty damn good at it. Just set a 30-second exposure on and let it run for the night with a power bank attached. Anyway, come back to the boat and I've just spotted, like, I thought there was a lot of bugs on this island and a lot of mosquitoes, but it is unbelievable. Check this out, right? My God, they're everywhere. Thank God for our mosquito nets on the windows that we can pull across. They're really proving amazing. But my God, the sky out here is just beautiful as well. I'll try and show you with that night lapse, but it is absolutely beautiful sky. You can see the Milky Way really clearly. Hopefully we get the same. Hopefully we get the same tomorrow night when we're sailing. Anyway. Go and finish off the movie and wake up in the morning and explore the island.